Today's story introduces you to Phoenix, a name that is not merely a label but a declaration, a symbol of strength, endurance, and the fierce refusal to be extinguished. From the very first moment he entered the world of those who would come to care for him, Phoenix seemed to understand, on some wordless animal level, that his fight was not yet over. His journey began in devastation. He was discovered in the aftermath of a terrible accident, barely clinging to the thinnest thread of life. A compassionate taxi driver spotted him on the road and, without hesitation, rushed him to the nearest animal shelter, where veterinary staff immediately mobilized around his broken body. The early diagnostics painted a grim picture. X-rays and blood panels revealed severe, purulent inflammation spreading through his system. He could not breathe through his nose. He could not lift his head. The simplest acts of survival had become enormous, exhausting struggles, and yet something in Phoenix resisted. The shelter staff noticed it, some faint but unmistakable current of will running beneath the suffering. They named him Phoenix not out of sentimentality, but out of genuine belief. They had looked at this small, shattered creature and seen something that was not ready to become ash. A CT scan brought further complications to light. His jaw could not close properly due to dental trauma sustained in the accident, but the deeper damage was concentrated in his face. The impact had destroyed the nerve pathways responsible for sensation. Phoenix had lost all feeling across his facial tissue. He could not smell. He could not see. His face had gone entirely numb, frozen in a kind of blank stillness that was painful to witness. A subsequent visit to an ophthalmologist delivered the confirmation that everyone had quietly been dreading. His vision could not be restored. That door had closed. Then came another layer of difficulty. Phoenix was found to be suffering from severe allergies that had pushed his immune system into a state of chronic suppression. His body was never truly at rest. The inflammation, the infection, the allergic response, all of it compounded, one crisis folding into the next, making the path to recovery feel less like a straight road and more like a landscape of obstacles stretching endlessly in every direction. But his caregiver did not step back. Each day brought a quiet, methodical ritual of treatment. Medications applied carefully to his damaged eyes, the slow and delicate removal of the painful crusts that reformed overnight on the surrounding tissue. It was painstaking work, demanding patience of the kind that does not announce itself. And over time, it began to matter. Phoenix started holding his head higher. He stopped relying solely on the ground beneath his paws to navigate his environment. Something in his bearing shifted, cautious at first, then more deliberate. Confidence returned to him in increments, and with it, the unmistakable sense that hope had found a foothold. The turning point came when Phoenix was referred to a rehabilitation specialist. His condition remained uncertain, but a surgical plan was set into motion. A rhinoscopy and nasal dilation procedure were performed to address the collapse of the nasal passage caused by a fractured bone. The surgery targeted the blockages that had stolen his ability to breathe, worked to reduce the chronic inflammation pressing above his eye socket, and attempted to reopen pathways that had been sealed shut by trauma. Over the 4 days that followed, Phoenix demonstrated progress that surprised even those who had been fighting alongside him from the beginning. Then, in one of those strange and unsettling moments that recovery sometimes produces, he began to cough, persistently, forcefully, in a way that initially alarmed his caregiver. The cause, however, revealed something else that needed addressing. Phoenix expelled a parasitic worm. He was promptly treated with anti-parasitic medication, and the removal of that hidden burden accelerated his fragile but undeniable trajectory forward. Throughout the entire course of his treatment, a conscious and considered decision was made to avoid the overuse of antibiotics. Instead, his caregiver worked in close collaboration with a veterinary therapist to chart a path toward recovery that was balanced, sustainable, and attentive to his body's actual capacity to heal. It was an approach rooted in long-term thinking rather than quick fixes, and Phoenix responded to it. Now, 10 months after the day a stranger stopped a car and carried him to safety, Phoenix no longer struggles to eat. For an animal who spent the better part of a year battling food allergies, chronic inflammation, and a compromised immune system, this is no small thing. It is an enormous victory. He receives a carefully calibrated diet and ongoing medical support designed to keep his body strong and his condition stable, and it is working. His journey is not finished. It may never be entirely finished, but every step he takes forward stands as testimony to something real and worth believing in, the resilience embedded in even the smallest of creatures, the transformative power of sustained compassion, and what becomes possible when the people around an animal simply refuse to give up on it. Phoenix is living proof that second chances are not given. They are built day by day through care, patience, and the stubborn insistence that a life in front of you is worth fighting for. Thank you for following his remarkable story. If it has moved you, share it and stay with us for more stories of courage, healing, and the quiet miracles that happen when no one looks away.